The clouds red with twisted fire, lightning moving across them. And they descended upon everything, like a furious battle between God and Satan, good and evil, like a fire vortex.
Good evening, Rocket League fans. Happy Monday, everybody. We have some SGL Premier Week 13 coming at you early in the week. My name is Rydog from Timber's Army. Hope everybody's having a great start to their week. In the wise words of Maz, I am not alone in the booth. Joining me is main man Dalla himself, Mr. Luis from EM. Luis, how are we doing this fine Monday?
Yeah, what's good, man? Doing really good. Yeah, happy to be here. Doing a Monday night game for a game that was supposed to take place next week. So if you're confused, this is still week 13. Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we've got an interesting matchup tonight. Not really kind of some of the top teams that we've seen playing off each other in the last few weeks, but we do have a top team, ECRC, and then we've kind of have a straggler there kind of towards the bottom in Rebellion. Let's bring up that league table, Maz, so we can see what we're talking about here. Big implications for one of these teams. ECRC have to win if they want to stay in the race for the championship. And of course, they are not in control of their own destiny. Of course, your team, Luis, is, given there's one more match left after this week, I believe. So I guess thoughts on tonight's match. What's kind of what's the prediction? Maybe we'll just jump right into that.
Yeah, obviously, you mentioned just how important this game is. I mean, if ECRC do not win, the league title is over. So a very important game for them. And then for the prediction, I mean, it has to be ECRC. I mean, these guys power rank number 2 for a while for me, and these guys they're so consistent. They've only lost one series in the past, I believe, 8 weeks, and it was a game 5 against EM. So I'm gonna go ECRC. I'll go ECRC in 4. I'll give the Rebellion a game, but then again, the Rebellion have a tendency sometimes of playing up to their opponents. So could be wrong, right, Dog? But I think ECRC to take care of it in 4 games.
Yeah, I also agree. I think ECRC are too strong at the end of the day. As we take a look at the team comparisons here, yeah, just kind of a tale of two different stories, if you will. I think I agree with your point, Luis, where we've seen a Rebellion team that have sometimes played up to the competition. Just looking at that sweep, of course, against TA in the first half of the season, right? But just not finding that consistent form that's allowed them to kind of move up the table. So they're kind of just flirting with the 5 and 6th place, if you will, there. And of course, yeah, like we mentioned, ECRC have been on form as of late. I think they were on a 7-game win streak, or they lost their first 2 games and have significantly bounced back. And so yeah, all kind of things kind of point to them in this matchup. But once again, like I said, you just can't count out the Rebellion. And I think part of that has just to do, like I said, with the inconsistency. We just don't know what Rebellion we're gonna get. Of course, we are on East servers, so Rebellion are the home team here, so they have that ping advantage coming in, and I have a little bit of insight out. I won't reveal it just yet of the starting 3 for at least the ECRC side that might shake some things up here in a bit. And just a reminder, because we have been going back and forth a little bit, this is a best of 5, so we are in league play. This is not the SGL Cup. This is just league play. So yeah, I guess, Luis, before we kind of get kicked off into the match here, is there like a player to kind of watch out for? Maybe one from each team?
Yeah, I want to go with 2 players that are not going to be playing with, or not going to be playing the series for both teams. But I'll leave that for the reveal for game 1. But I think 2 important players are missing for both teams, and so typically they're considered the best players on both of their teams, actually, by a lot of people. So we'll save that, or at least I'll save that until the game starts. But I think those 2 players are. It's going to be. I'm actually super curious to see how both teams play without their 2 best players. I would say.
Yes, very, very interesting. Yeah, we have some Discord leaks, if you will, back. But get your predictions in the chat. We've got some channel points on the line here. Who do you think is going to win, Rebellion or ECRC? Yeah, New England or Seattle Sounders. I think Seattle beat Austin this weekend, and New England lost to us. And unfortunately, I wasn't at that game. But we're still a fraudulent team in MLS, but that is okay. But yeah, we're just gonna get these teams here on the field here pretty soon, so we can get this match underway here shortly. Yeah. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of spoiling just because we've got people joining the lobby here. Yep, no Gojo as of now for ECRC, so that's a big one. And then no Polar. No Polar for Rebellion. So very interesting to see how these two teams do as we jump into game number 1. Once again, it is a best of 5 standard 3v3 the entire time. So we'll see who can come out on top as we see, yeah, a different lineup from ECRC. Luis, I know you and I were talking about it in the quote-unquote green room. A Smashly joining the lineup for ECRC.
Yeah, no, and I think as we see him get started here, I mean, this is the connection we talked about in the pregame off stream. I mean, Smashly and Toe Death, these guys have just unreal chem. They get the game's opening goal and the series opening goal, and it must be said, right, Dog, that I think this Rebellion team without Polar, I'm super curious. This is a lineup we rarely see for them, so I might go ECRC in 3 here. I'm changing it up, my predictions with these lineups.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like I said, it just depends on what Rebellion we see as they get their first attack going. It's going to be cleared away by Noct, or otherwise known as Howling Moon, as Toe Death puts an absolute piss missile on target. It's going to go off the crossbar in the end. Smashly is doing Smashly things off the backboard, but no immediate follow-up this time for the Seattle boys. But yeah, well, I think that is the duo to watch, at least for the players on the field. I know we mentioned the two quote-unquote best players are not playing for their respective teams, but the Smashly Toe Death combo is just one that we've seen a lot, of course, in SGL. If you are an SGL veteran, you know this combo very, very well and how good they are. And of course, they linked up there for that first goal.
Yeah, one of the good things about SGL, or one of the things that I love about the league, right, Dog, is, you know, Gojo and Polar are like the best players in terms of like their individual skill, but this league is so much more than individual skill, as we all know. And so yeah, I always thought that the best ECRC lineup was with Smashly, so I'm glad to see him on the field tonight, because yeah, he brings just a different dimension to what Gojo brings.
Yeah, I agree. When those guys are in the lineup, it's very individual focused, and how can we follow up things? As Noct is going to play that one off the crossbar, cleared out by Goga. And Short's going to get this one on target. Now Toe Death away to the side. But yeah, it's an interesting play style change, if you will. And we'll see how really Noct kind of, or Howling Moon kind of adapts to that. He's typically been more the third man anyway for this team, racking up a lot of saves. But how will he adjust to the different lineups as we see Triple C's once again getting things physical? That's usually worked for them, as Shorts is going to come in. Smashly does just enough in the end to not allow that shot on target. But once again, it's the New England boys on the attack. Shorts again off the backboard, and Gogan with the cleanup on aisle 4 evens up the score with 2:30 left.
Yeah, Mr. Pipe Shot Gogan rocking the Arsenal banner and Arsenal decal, so we absolutely hate to see that, but lovely goal from him, and we just hit the halfway mark. And so if you're a Rebellion fan, really, really good time to get back in the game, and let's see what sort of response ECRC has here.
It's a little misplay from Noct there off the kickoff, but nothing too crazy so far, as Toe Death is going to get a very long clear. Can Gogan get back to this? He can. He's going to get it off the post. What a save from Gogan. Right now the MVP of game 1, of course, scoring that goal just moments ago, and a huge save for them, as Shorts is going to take control right in front of the goal and win a 50 on Smashly. And Triple C's now up the middle, going to win a 50 on Toe Death, but the boost total's looking very, very low for New England indeed. So Seattle maybe going to come out back on the attack, but it's actually a really good back pass from Shorts to Triple C's to keep possession. But yeah, really cagey to start off. I thought really Rebellion would be a little bit more physical. They're Smashly getting physical. Toe Death, can he play this upper cheese? He can. Lead restored for ECRC.
Yeah, Smashly ahead of the play, just bumping Shorts, and that allows Toe Death to get the shot upper 90. And again, it's the dynamic duo. They've been doing it for both of their first goals so far, and And if you're an ECRC fan, you love to see that. Just kind of the classic ECRC Smashly Toe Death getting it done. And yeah, the Rebellion kind of getting pinned in here. They need a little bit more offense, and so far I think ECRC's done really well after conceding the first goal.
But it's a rare misplay from Smashly. There's a double commit on the goal line and a bump coming out from Triple C's, but actually another bump coming out. It's actually going to leave New England steer on the attack. Gogan goes up, doesn't quite get it. Is he going to steal the boost in time? Yes, but Smashly into the middle. Can Toe Death get a dunk? No. And Smashly and Co. will have to retreat. Triple C's will call it a fake. Gogan, that's a great pop. Can Smashly get this one? He gets just enough to get it wide past Gogan as Toe Death is going to pinch this clear. As we approach under a minute left in game one. Once again, we aren't East servers, but that doesn't matter. Noct getting on the score sheet and getting an insurance goal under a minute left for ECRC.
Yeah, Toe Death across, the Howling Moon, or Noct as we see on the screen here, there for the finish. And I gotta be honest, right, that might just be it for game number one. The Rebellion really haven't offered much offensively, and well, as I say that, they get a kickoff goal of their own. Shorts puts the ball in the back of the net. I didn't really see what happened here on kickoff. I'm really interested on the second view.
Yeah, it looks like Toe Death just kind of overflipped the ball there. What we like to say, commentator's curse, as you and I both know very well, Luis, of the commentator's curse there. Gets Rebellion back in this, but I agree, before that, really not much offense coming out for New England, but it's mainly been just Shorts. Of course, Gogan with that goal, but I think Shorts is the one that kind of assisted there. He's going to be making things really awkward for ECRC. Triple C's, can he get it on target? No. Noct comes and clears the ball. Can he get this one in the middle? Oh, that's a big demo from Triple C's on Smashly. He was just waiting in the middle. Shorts is just kind of throw this one away. 20 seconds left. Yeah, once again, just no real offense coming out from the Rebellion boys. And if ECRC can kind of just keep things on this half of the field, game one will be done and dusted. Is Toe Death or not going to finish this one? It's going to be Noct. That one just kind of hanging out on the goal line. And it is going to be ECRC taking game one.
No boost, Triple C, two ECRC players. It's going to result in the game-winning goal. ECRC take game one. And I think pretty commanding fashion. I think Rebellion didn't really offer much offensively. So if you're a Rebellion player or fan, and is this going to find its way in the back of the net? It won't. ECRC take game number one. But what I was saying, if you're a Rebellion fan or player, we got to figure out a way to get more offense going. And if you're ECRC, man, I think you guys just got to keep going. They're back. The Toad Smash duo's back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to kind of relate it to the TA series, if you will, Rebellion TA, where Rebellion just didn't have much going forward up until game three, where they still had three, I think they lost 4-3 in that last game three when they got swept. And I just, obviously I'm a little bit biased here because I was on the field, but I just never felt worried, right? Even if we were down 1 or 2 goals, it was just never worrying because I knew we were going to just crack their defense in a nutshell, and kind of the goals that we were giving up were just kind of mistakes, right? The kickoff goal there for the second goal, and then the first goal was just repeated balls off the backboard that just needed a cleaning up and a tapping in, if you will. So yeah, offense kind of stalling out for the Rebellion, but yeah, like you said, Luis, ECRC starting strong. Smashly Toe Death combo doing really well. Toe Death's 2 goals. Of course, he was our golden striker last season, so he's no stranger to scoring goals. But I was really interested to see how the ping would be for both teams, obviously, because my team got swept major copium because of the ping. Yeah, actually the pings aren't looking too bad for all the players, so that's pretty good going into game 2 in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best map in the game.
Yeah, Forbidden Temple. We love Forbidden Temple here. We're Forbidden Temple stands. But yeah, here we go. Game number 2. If you're the Rebellion, you almost have to win this game, just with how good ECRC are. I mean, these guys, having to reverse sweep them is a really tall task. But so far, Rebellion's starting off the stronger side. Can we get a cut here from Gogan? He tries, but good offensive pressure from the Rebellion. I mean, the first 20 seconds, this is already a good showing from them from what we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, a little bit of bumps, a little bit of awkwardness. Actually going in Rebellion's favor right now is Triple C's, but the boost, once again, is just not in Rebellion's favor. So just maybe that's one of the major reasons. I think Naz put it in chat as one of the main reasons That ball's gonna go up the backboard. Triple C, once again, no boost, not able to aim his car and get it on target. Gogun can't get this one, and as all players right now for Rebellion have a combined 0 boost until Shorts picks that midfield boost up and gets a shot on target, but nothing doing this time. As yeah, but it is a better start. The ball is in the orange half a lot more.
Yeah, I think Shorts is he's online now. I mean, this is a lot better from him. He's obviously the best player on the field for the Rebellion, and so far he's playing a lot better this game as he centers the ball, and Triple C should have had a goal, and pipe shot Gogan finds a way. It was pinballing around there on the goal line, and somehow it sneaks it in, and it's 1-0 Rebellion.
Not sure what happened here. Oh, looks like Smashley dunked Toad Death's clear. So the duo, unfortunately, not working out that time. But yeah, it is going to be Gogan once again getting on the scoreboard for the Rebellion, and maybe that's the key for them in this series is can you get Shorts kind of the offensive pressure, and can you give the ball to Gogan? Triple C's is going to play this one off the backboard up to the hard pass from Shorts, but maybe that's the key, kind of the most unlikely of heroes. And I will say, to Gogan's credit, he has been one of the most improved players, in my opinion, of in the entire league. Last season, he was kind of a player like, it's just Gogan, but this season, especially in our the first series, for TA at least, I can speak for our two matches, where I was scared of Gogan. He was putting shots on target just like he's doing today so far, and he's actually a really scary player to play against.
Yeah, he's definitely the second best player on the field for the Rebellion. He's been tremendous. I mean, typically he's at third with Shorts and Polar that we're looking for to, depending on how he plays, how the Rebellion goes. But so far, a really good performance from Gogan. And take nothing away from Triple C as well, as we see a ball on the backboard and Gogan there to clear. But I like what Shorts is doing, being a little bit more proactive. And this is a shot a little bit off target, but Shorts continuing to hover in the offensive zone and causing some trouble for ECRC.
And Notch taking his time on the sidewall. I'm not sure if that's the right play. It's going to end up working out for him in the end. Triple C's does get a clear out to Shorts. We'll call it a fake. Triple C's will come in for the cleanup, but it's going to be a double commit from the Rebellion. Is that one going to be on target? It is. Toad Death levels the scoring after just a double commit coming out for the Rebellion boys.
Yeah, pipe shot Gogan just gets beat by Toad Death. Toad Death with the speed, and he puts it in. Really good beat from Toad there. He didn't look favored, it must be said, when the ball went up, but the Masamune and Toad find a way, and we have a tie ball game again, kind of similar to game number 1. Let's see who has the ice, who can finish it. Can Shorts finish the double tap? He can't, and the ball goes over the crossbar again, and now it's got to be a race back to the blue end. That could have been the second goal for the Rebellion, but they just couldn't find it.
Yeah, all three players for the Rebellion were in basically the 18-yard box of ECRC, so good on them for recovering back very quickly. Shorts gonna play this one off the backboard to Gogan. Gets stopped by Gogan. Gogan, the offensive powerhouse for the Rebellion, as they retake the lead.
Shorts off backboard, Gogan off knock, back to Gogan in the net. He's having a hell of a series so far, it must be said. I mean, he's putting on a performance here for the Rebellion, and good response from the Boston boys here in game number 2. Again, I think it's a must-win, just given how good this ECRC team is, and so far they're up to the task here in this second game.
Yeah, but you don't want to overcommit, especially how good this ECRC team is, as Toad Death is going to get a dunk. But nothing more in the end, but a boost steal. So once again, boost becoming a major issue for the Rebellion as Toad Death gets a demo on the last man. Smashley's gonna take this one off to the side, faking one. Shorts is gonna come in and cover Gogan there, not letting the ECRC boys take advantage of that. Shorts, can he beat two? No, there was a double commit on the side of ECRC. Can they make them pay? It's gonna be not coming in this time. The third man commits when they needed to, and ECRC tie the game up at 2.
Yeah, Triple C just played a little conservative there on the goal line. He had a lot of boost, but managed to not get there in time, and Toad Death capitalizes and puts the ball off backboard. Good center ball, and ECRC respond here. I kind of looked like the Rebellion were parking the bus there, and you can't give that to an ECRC team. Again, they've only lost one series in 8 games, but could this be a goal? Oh, it is short scores. I thought he almost saved it. I'm gonna be honest, chat. But there's the response from the Rebellion, and it's 3-2.
Finally, yeah, another player getting on the score sheet for the Rebellion. It's Shorts this time. Of course, he did have that kickoff goal in game 1, but yeah, Luis, I also thought the same thing. I really thought he saved it from the angle
the
from where
angle.
he jumped. Yeah. But nonetheless, it is going to be the lead restored as we see Smashley going for some demos in typical Smashley fashion. They're going to need something right now as we approach under the 30-minute mark. It's going to be knocked to Smashley. What a pass! What a goal! And just like that, we're level again.
Listen, the pass is what people are gonna be looking at here, but Smashley being in that spot is something that you just wouldn't see with Gojo in the lineup. That's a Smashley goal, and that is perfect response for ECRC there. And again, these guys, I failed to mention it earlier, but again, they've only lost one game in the past like 8 or 9 series, so it's going to be hard to beat them if you're the Rebellion. And so far, ECRC putting up a really good challenge here as we approach the 5-second mark. Can Smashley shoot the ball? He can't. Gets 50'd, and I think we're destined for OT here, folks.
We are indeed overtime in game number 2. I agree, Luis, with what you're saying. ECRC, if they take this, I think it's just done and dusted. No doubts about it. Triple C's with a huge save off the line. It made it maybe a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. But here comes Knocked, and a quick overtime for ECRC as they're going to take this one 13 seconds in.
Smashley beats Gogan there. Gogan really needed to get a 50 out of the zone there, and Smashley again, the key player I think for game number 2 there, just being in the right spot at the right time for his team. Center ball there in OT, the game equalizer there at the end, and yeah, Smashley playing really, really good ball so far, and his introduction into the lineup has been, again, something that, some people might think it would hurt this ECRC team, but Smashley's been here, done that in this league, and yeah, he's been tremendous so far in these first 2 games.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, Luis, because I think, and we've said this over the course of the season, I know he's played a few games in the Cup as well, or a few series in the Cup as well, that you look at this and he's on the bottom of the scoreboard, right? Like, you think, oh, okay, fine, he's just whatever. He's one of the most influential players on the field, going for those bumps, going for those demos, making you jump early, making you think, right? Stealing boost, all of this stuff that just you don't really think about, right? In moments when the ball's in the other corner. But then you see Smashley, you hear it, his Jom and his GT behind you, and you're like, what? Why are you even here? And so it's really good for him, and obviously he just makes this team so much better. Of course, no shade to Gojo, obviously, but like we mentioned, it's just a different kind of play style, and it's a little bit of muscle memory coming back from Toad Death to play with Smashley. Of course, Smashley not being the primary player and more of a sub, as we are going to see a substitution, though, speaking of, for the Rebellion. Polar is online, replacing Triple C's. So the quote-unquote best player for the Rebellion back on the field. And, of course, if they want to stay in this, they're going to have to reverse sweep ECRC, which, like you said, is very hard to do. But they got to start one game at a time.
Yeah, one game at a time, and it might help that Polar has joined us for this series. He's online here as we see him get a beat there. I mean, Polar, we know what he can bring as he almost finds the first goal of the game. I think Polar, for most people, will be the best player typically on this Rebellion side. So, if you wanted to get a reverse sweep so far, they're making the good roster moves here. But it's still going to be a very, very tall task.
Absolutely. Gogan into Polar this time. Polar with acres of space. Can he finish it? No, it's going to be knocked. Getting the save. Smashley with the clear, because Toadette did double commit there a little bit, so maybe not an immediate counterattack, but it's going to be really stalling out for the Rebellion. They just kind of let ECRC have this ball. Knocked with a boost steal, and that's going to be 1-0 ECRC, just like that.
Yeah, big boost steal. Polar here had no boost. We'll see it on the replay here. Great touch from Toad. Knock beating, obviously, the before-mentioned Polar with no boost. And ECRC just picking up right where they left off. They see the substitution and they say, hey, we'll raise you a goal. And so ECRC starting off what could be a game-clinching game, or a series-clinching game for ECRC.
Bogan's just going to play that one right in the middle. Toad Death comes in, keeps the attack going for ECRC, but ends up pitching it out with a, we'll call it a mini clear. This Polar then is going to clear this out to shorts. Oh, gets a bumped on Noct, but Noct does just enough in the meantime to get the save and get the ball out to safety. But yeah, this game feels a lot faster than it did in the first 2 games. And I think a lot of that credit is to Polar. Of course, no shade to Triple C's at all. It's just Polar's just a faster player. He can read things a little bit quicker. Smashy's going to have to deal with that over to the side. But yeah, it's been Rebellion kind of on the front foot to start this game. They're just unlucky to start 1-0 down.
Yeah, Polar centers the ball here. Unfortunately, couldn't get a really good shot. That could have been really dangerous for the Rebellion, but ECRC don't capitalize. And let's see if they can start to mount a comeback here. Seems like ECRC is they're always really content on playing defense. They're probably the best defensive team, or at least one of historically in SGL, you know, not just this season. And so an ECRC team with the lead is super, super dangerous. And so it's going to take something special here for the Rebellion, but this could be the start. But we're team bumping. We're not letting our teammates shoot here for the Rebellion. And yeah, the attack goes quietly.
I wanted to highlight something that Debit said in chat. If Shorts and Polar don't double commit, it's a brand new ball game, and unfortunately you saw the double commit there. That kind of, like you mentioned, Luis, just not lead to a shot, and that's the kind of things you don't want. As Toe Death finally doesn't have boost, but he'll pick up the corner boost on his way to go up the right-hand wall here. Can he get this one on target? It's going to be Noct, going to play this one off the backboard, but he goes straight up. It's really awkward for the Rebellion. Polar is going to clear this out. Don't play this one in the middle. Shorts jumps way too early in my opinion, but Gogan's there on the backboard to clean this up. So yeah, it's just kind of stalled out a little bit in this game 3. Once again, lots of things on the line for ECRC. They need this game win, as that's a really good pass from the Rebellion, but just no goal to show for it in the end. But yeah, if ECRC can take this game, they're not in control of their destiny still. Of course, that's thanks to you, Luis, and EM, but they are on the right foot, and Toe Death, what a read from the sidewall. It's going to give ECRC an insurance goal.
Yeah, Toe Death just booms this ball off the corner, and Polar just, he's there, and just doesn't jump. And, I mean, Toe Death says, thank you very much. And, I mean, this game, it already felt out of reach, just given the offense that was being produced, but 2 goals here. I mean, this has got to be a tough task if you're the Rebellion, and just how good, again, we've been talking about how good defensively this ECRC team is, and that should have been a goal, and it is. Again, maybe some more commentators' curses coming out here, but what happened here? Just, a whiff from Polar, and Shorts just sneaks it in near post.
Yeah, I wonder if there was a bump there. I couldn't quite tell if Polar got a bump or just made somebody, one of the ECRC defenders, just kind of freak out a little bit and go into net and allow that goal to go in. So once again, the Rebellion boards are on the board and keeping these games close, right? There have been 1 or 2 goal games, and really all games have been 1-goal games apart from that game 1, which I think, was it Noct scored with like, what, 5 seconds left or something like that to make it technically a 2-goal game. But yeah, these games have been close. But it's that final touch, and of course it's the one stat that actually matters to get you the game wins, and that's goals for and goals against. And right now it's been favoring ECRC as we see some more team bumps and some awkward plays coming out for the Rebellion as Shorts gets kind of tied up with Polar. As Toe Death goes for more demos and bumps. Once again, yeah, just boost right now being an issue as Polar picks up the corner boost with 81 in the tank, so not leaving boost for his teammates. Is he going to grab this corner? No, he's going to get demoed for his efforts. Skogan doesn't get the read, but now Shorts doesn't have any boost. Can he win a 50? He can, but Smashly is going to turn on. Is it on target? No! Polar, I think, either got demoed or was just hanging out in the corner trying to get boost once again, but it's just the boost game right now for the Rebellion is just not working, and they absolutely need to with 17 seconds left.
This is so good from ECRC here. I mean, the past 40 seconds, I mean, they've just done so well to keep the Rebellion locked in their own end. And yeah, this has got to be a credit to ECRC here, unless we can find a miracle goal here. That was one of the most clinical, like, last minutes of a game to lock it down, and ECRC take it in 3. And yeah, they are not done yet in the title race.
They are not done indeed. GG's all around. And once again, the Rebellion kept it close, but it just, kind of like I mentioned earlier, just kind of like the TA series, it just never felt that close. So scoreboard maybe telling a little bit of lies here. in this series, but the game wins are certainly not. Definitely well deserved ECRC sweep in the end. Once again, just highlighting just Toe Death, man. He was on another level this series. I think he's going to be my kind of MVP for this series, just given the amount of goal contributions that he had over the course of the series. But of course, you can't count out Smashley, right? We talked about Smashley just coming into this lineup and causing chaos, right? You're claiming, and I think it's a valid claim at least, that they're almost a better team with Smashley in the lineup. And then, of course, Mr. Howling Moon Nox, rookie, filling in where he needs to quite nicely. And yeah, for the Rebellion, of course, I think they have one more game next week. I think it's against you guys. Is that right? I'm not sure who they play next, but I think they have one
I
more
believe so.
game. Maybe they can play spoilers a little bit and be on ECRC's side this time, because, like I said, we'll bring up the table a little bit later and show you kind of what this game meant for things. But first, we're gonna have some interviews. We're gonna have one from each team. Lovely, lovely. We're gonna have Mr. Howling Moon coming in and joining us in the booth. There he is, Mr. Connor, sir. How are we doing this evening? Nice win.
Doing well, thank you. How about you?
Oh, just watching some good ECRC Rocket League. My first question for you is obviously no Gojo tonight. How does that shift things for you guys internally? Play style wise, communications wise, all of that.
Well, to be honest with you, I think you've kind of seen it throughout the season. We've all just been kind of switching in and out just based on schedule, and unfortunately, he got a new schedule, so it's kind of tough for him to find any time nowadays. So we've just been kind of doing the grind with us three without him, but obviously, it still went pretty well and felt pretty comfortable throughout that series. And the comms were just hilarious. Honestly, we were messing around. It was a fun time.
Yeah, we were talking about on the broadcast quite a bit. I mean, I think Smashley, when he plays for you guys, he adds just a special element that, like, I think very few players do, with just his ability to just be in the right spot at the right time. I mean, do you notice your role being a little different when he's out there as opposed to Gojo, or is it just kind of the same? Do you think?
I would say it's a little bit different because Smashley loves to go up with like less than 50 boost and just kind of sit in the 18 box. And so I think you kind of saw a couple different goals there where I just kind of smashed it towards him and he just redirected. And so now that I've been kind of getting used to, Smashley and where he positions, it's been a lot better in terms of just team chem of passing the ball towards each other because, well, I know exactly where he's going to be.
Yeah, highlighting
sorry.
Well, I was thinking about that goal in was that game 2, Luis? Where
Yeah, the game 2. Yeah.
Played it over to Smashley. Smashley's just right in the 6, taps it in.
Yep.
No, I mean that's what I was going to bring up. Like that's exactly what happened for the equalizer with like a couple seconds left in the game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that goal that poacher's goal finish. I mean that's the name of the game for him, and yeah, just causing havoc for the other team. So yeah, that was really good play, and of course this win guarantees that the title race is still on for the last week. So yeah, what are kind of the expectations going into next week, and yeah, like how's the team feeling like overall?
Team's feeling good. But it was good to get some playing in tonight because just based on schedules and how things have worked out with our buys and needing to reschedule this game, we hadn't played in a couple weeks together. So it was good that we came in tonight and got some good warm-ups in. Had about an hour warm-up, which I personally think is about the perfect amount. And then going into next week, just hopefully getting in some practice this week. And then keeping the attitude going up, moving forward. I think one thing that nobody knows because you're not in the comms with us is I think what Smashley does the most, honestly, is just keep up positive vibes. He's always joking, and I have to sometimes redirect him to stay focused a little bit. But it overall, it still gives us a positive vibe, and so sometimes it can get a little stale in chat. But whenever Smashley's in there, he's always making sure that we're making light of everything. So.
Bring back the Smashley comms video. Smashley, if you're watching, please bring him back. We miss him. Yeah, absolutely. And I guess maybe more on a more personal note. Obviously, I've known you for a long time, but these SGL folks have not. You being a rookie your first season. I guess obviously we got one more game left, but talk to me about how you've evolved. Maybe as a player. Joining this community over the course of your first season.
Yeah, I think it's been awesome. I haven't gotten to play with a ton of other people from the other teams. But I've been able to play a couple times, even just in some extra modes with Banana and some other people. So that's been fun getting to know a couple of them, and I look forward to continue getting to talk with everybody. I've been joining some of those late night talks where everybody's just in a public chat here in SGL. So those get a little chaotic and fun. So it's been fun to kind of talk to everybody, see all the personalities and how they clash and the dynamics of the league.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, good to hear. Well, listen, I don't want to hold you too long. I think we are hosting the podcast after this, folks. So if you are listening, we're gonna be doing the podcast, I believe, with Debit after this. So, yeah, I'll give you the floor, man. I mean, talk to your fans, talk to chat.
Well, chat, thanks for watching. Always good to have some people watching the series. Makes it more fun having some eyes on and having some commentators. Thanks to you guys always for having some commentating. Shout outs to my team, of course. We love ECRC, and GG's to y'all on the other side. So it was a fun series. Good stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, this was knocked from Howling Moon. I hate your name change, by the way. I'm just still gonna call you Howling Moon.
Yeah, well,
Howling Moon from
Good
ECRC.
doc.
Thanks for joining us, brother man, and we'll talk to you later.
alrighty, sounds good. See ya.
I feel like I can say that because I've known him for a long time now, but yeah, I don't know what this. It's not as bad as like the Jaguar rebrand that happened, but
Oh my God.
you know, for me, it's like what's going on. I've just known him as Howling Moon for a long time. Maybe that's what it is. New name hasn't settled in. But we do have one more interview. This time it's going to be from the side of the Rebellion. It's going to be Short joining us in the booth. Shorts, welcome into the booth. Unfortunate result tonight, but I guess how are you feeling personally after that series?
Personally, I can feel that there's a Portland fan in this chat right now, and it's hurting me doubly as bad to lose that in the Revs game. But I feel like we didn't play too bad in the series. We needed to play above ourselves, I feel, to have actually pulled out that series, and I think we played to our potential, which kept all the matches close, kept us, gave us a chance, but we just didn't have that extra edge today.
Yeah, I mean, but all the games were really close, and of course, the first two games were without arguably your best player. I mean, did Polar fall asleep? I mean, what happened with Polar, man? Why did he show up late?
We planned on not having him today. He ended up having time to join us. So we kind of warmed up, just the three of us, me, Gogan, and Triple C. So we were feeling good together. Polar ended up having enough time to get in with us. But after the first game, we felt really good. So we just ran it and made it to OT and couldn't pull it out. So that's why we made the sub after that.
Talk to me about Gogan, man, because I said this during your guys' match, that for me, at least, he is the most improved player, or at least has to be in the conversation for most improved player from last season to this season. I mean, like I said on the broadcast, like last year it was kind of like okay, Gogan's their third, let's kind of pick on him a little bit. And over at least the two series that we've played you guys over the course of this season, it's been, oh crap, Gogan's playing. Mans is at least for me, he's the sniper of your guys' team, man. He just puts the ball away. Talk to us about him a little bit and his kind of progression over the course from last season into this season.
Yeah, let's not get his head too big, but yeah, for sure, super improved player. From when I started playing with him, which wasn't too long ago. On this team is the first time I started playing with him. So yeah, he's put in the work and really improved as a player. He's learning. I think one of the biggest improvement also is learning the how to mesh with us, whether it's me and Triple C, me and Polar and Triple C, just how to mesh. Because with this improvement, he's obviously mostly been used to playing with like lower diamond level games and ranked play. So we try to play a completely different play style than that. So he's really learning that and molding into it well. What he does best is like what you saw today, finds himself in the right spot in the front of the net and puts a car on the ball. And when you do that enough times, the ball's going to go in. So that's one of the things that he does best.
My final question is: do you approve of the Arsenal banner and Arsenal decal? Is that good or bad? What is your take on that?
We accept it. It's Triple C's team, so we got to run it. We've tested the waters with running the matching skin with the Arsenal decals, but me personally, I didn't like it enough to do that in the league. So we ran separate cars today.
Yeah, because usually you guys like I'm pretty sure you guys have like team uniforms, right? The Limitless
The
or the South Pirate Rebellion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have kept the Rebellion if they had
The decal,
good
yeah.
enough. Yeah, had one this season. So yeah, we like to match. Mind games, but also look good, feel good, play good. So we try to at least get that going for us.
True. And I wanted to say this on broadcast, but I didn't have enough time kind of in between plays. Howling Moon or Noct is actually an Arsenal fan, so when Gogan dunked him on that goal on Forbidden Temple, it just made me laugh a little bit just to see him getting dunked on by his team. So I thought that was funny.
If I knew that, I would have switched to that skin.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Shorts, thanks for joining us in the booth. We want to give you the floor before we let you go.
Sure. Thank you for putting on the broadcast, and Maz, and thank you to you, Rad Dog, and Louise for commentating. Love going back to watch our VODs to learn more, so we appreciate all you do in that end. Shout out to my team for showing up every week and staying loyal to the team and always being here. And thank you to everybody who came into chat and is watching.
Perfect. Yeah, Shorts, thanks for joining us in the booth. We appreciate your insights, and I think you guys have one more game next week, so hopefully we can talk to you then.
Yep, and on a high note, peace out. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Shorts. Yeah, unfortunate result for them, of course, as we take a look at kind of the matches from around week 13. Of course, Locals taking the sweep over Eternal, and EM getting a big win over KC College. And once again, EM in control of their own destiny. As we're going to look at the table here shortly. But of course, yeah, what we just witnessed, ECRC taking Rebellion. Sorry, going back and forth there. ECRC taking down Rebellion in sweet fashion. But now let's jump over to the league table just to kind of show you what it all means. This is live. This is updated. ECRC go up to 37 points. And it is, yeah, a two-team race now for the championship between EM and ECRC. I think EM, if I'm not mistaken, have to win 2 games to guarantee themselves at least a tie. That's assuming ECRC win next week. So yeah, we can start doing the if this happens, then this happens scenarios. But yeah, it's just those 2 teams up for the championship. TA and KC are out of it officially if they weren't already. So Luis, I guess what do you make of this league table as we approach the last week of the season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think ECRC, they had a really slow start to the season. They lost, I believe, they were 0-2. And so, I mean, having that slow start to the season is going to, I think, ultimately, if, things go according to plan, like, cost them. But I don't want to take away from their season. Like, they've been on a roll. I mean, I think they're now, like, 8-1 in their past 9. So, like, just ridiculous end of the season. And, of course, they still have one more game to play next week as well. And I think for you guys too, I think the battle for third place, I think y'all play each other. So I think whoever wins that is top 3. So, a lot to play for. And, I think it must be said too, I'll speak for the bottom teams. The Locals really improved. I mean, they're at 25 points with only 4 wins. So yeah, shout out the locals and you know, not the season the Rebellion would have wanted. I think if we spoke to Shorts a little bit longer, I maybe asked him about the season, um, but you know they had an impressive win against your team, and you know they played the likes of ECRC like really close. So and then yeah, just ending with Eternal. I mean, I was their biggest fan at the start of the season. I'm kind of sad that they only got 1 win, but you know, a lot to learn from, and yeah, hopefully come back stronger for next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously the games to circle if we do have the week 14 schedule. I don't know if we have that available, Maz, but I know. Yep, TA does play KC. I want to say EM. I think you guys play Rebellion, if that's
Yeah, I think
correct.
so, yeah.
And then we have an EC Derby, ECRC and Eternal, there to round out the last week of the season. But yeah, so big result for ECRC tonight. Of course, they're still not in control of their own destiny, but a big help there. They do need to win next week and hope that EM drop points next week. But Luis, do you have any other kind of final thoughts before we kind of end stream here?
Oh yeah, I appreciate everybody in chat being here. We didn't highlight every individual person in chat, but chat was rolling tonight. So
Poppin'.
yeah, appreciate all y'all stopping by. You know, we all read y'all's comments, even if we don't get to them like during the game. So yeah, thank y'all for being here. And then of course stick around. We're gonna be doing the SGL podcast, I believe, after this or sometime soon. And so yeah, that's about it, right, Dog? I know it was a sweep, but I think they were enjoyable games for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, Rebellion kept them close at the end of the day. Just couldn't quite get it done at the end of the day, giving ECRC the sweep. But yeah, once again, like Luis said, thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it on this Monday night. Stick around for the SGL podcast. It's going to be an absolute banger episode, and I hope everybody has a great Monday night. And yeah, stick around for the podcast, and we'll talk to you later this week for more games.